Hey, welcome to another episode of the Rock Fantasy Files. We're talking. It's fair time again. We're talking about the Orange County Fair. What and that coming up? It's starting next Thursday, July 17th. It runs through July 27th. We've got Ron Weber, who is a big part of the Orange County Fair, books a lot of the acts, and been working with the fair for many years. He joins us every year. We've got Paul Lascola from the Mighty Iron Cobra, who put on a great show. They're there on July 22nd. So he's representing them. Then we've got quite a few members from a band that plays the fair almost every year. I think you guys have been there for the last 3 or 4 years, Livewire, and you've been doing a double header with the Metallica Tribute Battery, and it's one of the biggest nights of the fair. So I wanted to get you guys on to chat with you, talk about you guys, and your little bit of the history of the band and what your favorite songs do with AC/DC and all that good stuff. And we got Ron Weber here, of course, to kick things off. Ron, why don't you say hello and tell us what's going on? What year is this fair now? It's 180 some years, isn't it?
Nobody knows. It's like 185, something like that.
We've lost count.
We lost count.
Well, they used to have a jingle. We'll see you there
at the fair,
Orange
County Fair.
So I can kick off the concerts that I'm helping sponsor this year, and we're calling it the Rock Fantasy 40th Anniversary Concert Series because my record store in downtown Middletown is celebrating 40th anniversary this year. The first night of the fair on the 17th, we have Slippery and Wet that are doing a Bon Jovi tribute.
Right.
We just talked last night to these guys. Psycho Circus New York City is doing on the Friday night a big Kiss show. It's not to be missed. As soon as I get done taping this, I'm gonna be chatting with the guys from Beach Floyd, which are a Virginia-based Pink Floyd tribute, hence the name Beach Floyd. They're gonna be there on Saturday night. On the 20th, he has a Spanish music night, a mariachi band. On the Monday night, we got Back to Mac, a Fleetwood Mac tribute. And on Tuesday night, we got Mr. Paul Lascola, who's in my center square tonight with Iron Cobra. And they do just what he would call a classic arena rock, all your favorite bands. And they even do Triumph for Ron.
Awesome.
And then on Wednesday night, they have a national act, the band you can remember from back in the 80s and 90s, Trickster is going to be there. On Thursday night, Wildside will be there. The guys from Motley Crue, I'm going to talk with them next week. And then we got the first doubleheader is on Friday the 25th, Wicked Garden, who are doing the Stone Temple Pilots show, opening up for Eyes of the Nile, who have been a couple times before. Eyes of the Nile are an Iron Maiden based tribute out of, I believe, Virginia area.
Yeah, DC,
Virginia, they play a lot. And then, of course, on Saturday, we got Battery doing Metallica, and the guys from Livewire always do a great headline set that night. And then wrapping up the fair this year is a Grateful Dead tribute, This Old Engine. So got concerts every night of 9 days, Ron?
Yeah, 11 days, but yeah.
That's 11 days. All right. I gotta count better. So Ron, what else is going on at the fair this year?
We got a lot of grandstand stuff this year. I think you noticed, we've got 3 nights of monster trucks with some pretty cool trucks from all over the place. We bringing back the Demolition Derby for the second Saturday. So that should be pretty good. We're scrambling, getting a bunch of cars for it. We're going to have a motocross exhibition on opening night. So some people can see what we do there in the fairgrounds with motocross, including, we got a couple of riders that are nationally ranked. Friday night, we're going to have a burnout for free in the grandstand as well. And then Sunday, we're going to have a lumberjack competition in the grandstand, also free.
Wow.
So the only paid grandstand acts are the Demo Derby and Monster Truck. Everything else is free.
That's cool. It kind of brings back the old school to the fair. I remember back in the day, we used to have the Joey Chitwood thrill show.
Joey Chitwood.
All that good stuff in the fairgrounds. And you also have other entertainment. There's another stage down by Maxwell's by the 31st lap that has live music each night too. And you have a circus that's there every day too, right?
Absolutely. Full circus every day. We've got You could be in the circus if you're a kid. They have like a dress up type circus thing that's pretty cool. And we got a Michael Jackson show, I guess, that's dancing and things to Michael Jackson and karaoke. Petting zoo, pony rides. So we got it all, really. Everything going on out at the fair.
And the Dreamland Amusements are back. Someone had told
Dreamland
me.
Amusements is back, and they got some new rides this year, including the break dance, which is a cool ride.
So it's an ongoing tradition of the Orange.
It should be a great year, really. It should be a great year.
Middletown. Let's hope for dry weather and a little bit cooler than we got right now. But
and some great bands. I'm excited about. I'm excited about everyone, but I just saw AC/DC a few weeks ago, and I was kind of wishing it was Livewire.
Really? Where did you see AC/DC at, Ron?
In Maryland. I've seen them. I don't know. I've seen them a bunch of times.
Okay.
And I love them, and they're great. But man, they're getting a little. Brian Johnson, especially, we've had a rough time. Singing was a little tough.
Yeah, but they were still great.
They were. I wouldn't put them at great, but they were a little below great. But they were good. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just tough, with your memories of what it should be like, and then listening to it, it's a little tough without that big voice. It's just tough. And Angus was good too, but he's a little slow.
I agree. I mean, there was a point in time where we were all younger. I mean, well, I know when I was younger, I was great. Now I'm just awesome. It's the best.
Yeah, I mean, I saw them on the Black Ice tour, and they were good. There's not a big difference, but this year I definitely saw it. I brought my one son. It was his first time. My other son's been 3 times with me. He's seen Axl Rose sing one time, and then and Brian Johnson twice. But and he noticed it too. He's like, it was great. It was great, but it's definitely a step down.
Well, all I could say is, they're still better than the Stones because the Stones has an entire backing band around them, while AC/DC is just still the 5 guys on stage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And just the especially Brian Johnson's voice was the big thing for me. I mean, Angus was good. He just, wasn't quite as active as he used to be, but he was definitely good.
Well, also at the fair, where you go to see AC/DC, I bet you paid more than $10 to get in, Ron.
To see them. Yeah, it wasn't crazy expensive. I gotta say,
wasn't too bad. Yeah,
it really wasn't. I think it was under $100 for my ticket. So,
well, if you're coming to the Orange County Fair, you get to see Livewire and back.
Hey, you can get VIP and everything for like under $30.
And then, of course, you have a VIP section you could let us know about too.
So you can hobnob with Steve.
Yeah. Well, you have an area that's kind of roped off in the front of the stage, but still
there's seating and a special bar line and all that stuff. Yeah.
And how much more is that right now?
I think it's $20.
20. I know you've been running some specials online too.
Yeah.
Cool. So we've got the guys from Livewire here. Why don't you guys all introduce yourselves one at a time and let us know what you do in the band? Want to start out with John or Joseph? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Joe. I'm the bass player, and I don't know.
I'm driving.
I'm in my car. I'm out at the bar and I can't hear her there, so I had to come out to my car to plug into my car and actually hear everybody.
But, I'm out at the bar.
It's my day drinking day today, so forgive me for that. But yeah, I play bass and I love AC/DC, and it's going to be a great time as always at the fest this year.
And Joe just blew a red light.
I'm not driving. I'm in the parking lot.
That's even worse.
Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael Hughes, and I play Angus Young.
All right.
The lefty.
Yeah, lefty. Mirror image.
Is Bill there, or you froze up? There's Bill.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, hi, I'm Bill Vocha. I'm the rhythm guitarist as Malcolm Young in Livewire.
Nice. And then we've got John.
John Jameson, and I'm playing Ryan Johnson, lead vocal.
All right. And then we got Billy Rudd. We can't hear you, Billy.
Billy, hit mute. Like unmute.
Unmute. Anyhow. Well, you can't hear Billy. Billy's muted. I didn't mute him. Something's wrong on his end, maybe. So,
Billy, do sign language.
Are there any? So, where are you guys based? I'm sorry. Where are you guys based?
We're everywhere. The band started a long time ago in Long Island, but we all kind of dispersed ways, and over the years, a couple lineup changes and things. But so we're all in different places. I'm in Virginia.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you, Billy.
That's right.
Where
in Virginia are you?
I did it. I'm Billy. I'm the drummer. I play Phil Rudd, Simon Wright, or Chris Slade. Pick your choice.
Nice. And where are you? Where are you joining us from tonight?
We're all originally from Long Island. Well, we originally started on Long Island, but we all moved to different states now. I'm in Delaware now. I finally retired from my job and bought a house in Delaware.
Joseph, where are you sitting at the bar parking lot? Where are you at?
In Mountaintop, Pennsylvania. So by Scranton Wilkes-Barre, if you're not familiar with that. Northeastern PA.
Yep. And Michael, where are you tonight?
I'm in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, where they play the Little League World Series every year. Cheers.
Okay. Cheers. And John, where are you joining us from tonight?
Frederick, Maryland.
Frederick, Maryland.
Frederick, Maryland.
And
home of the Great Frederick Fair.
Are there any changes from last year when you guys were at the fair in the band?
Got a new singer.
Got a new singer.
I thought that you looked different.
I look better.
And when did Livewire start? Question for anybody in the band. How long you guys been around now?
2000.
25 years.
25 years.
25 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys are, are you guys playing out almost every weekend now? Are you all around the country? Are you regional?
We play everywhere. We're actually going to
Germany. I would say we're actually an international band with where we go, certain places. But it's, we're East Coast to the Midwest, to the West Coast, to Latin America, down Central America, South America, Europe, the Middle East. I mean, we've done everything.
Awesome.
Play anywhere.
And,
if you're paying, we're playing.
That's it.
And so the other band in the room tonight we're not ignoring. So Paul Lascola from Iron Cobra.
Yeah,
how are you doing tonight, brother?
Good. I had a question for those AC/DC guys. How do you guys get the set list together? Who does it, or do you guys do it by vote on texting, or how do you guys do it?
I think Bill comes in and says, "Hey, this is what we're playing tonight."
Dirty bastard.
And if you don't like it, you're out.
No, it's just, no. It's you kind of all throw in your 2 cents and you come up with a set list.
How often
we've all got a vote and a say.
You ever play Flick of the Switch?
Here's the thing: there's so much.
Yes,
there's so much to choose from.
Right. That's what crossed my mind. Is that sometimes everybody throwing songs at you. How do you friggin' stop and go? Hold on a minute. Let's just focus and grab the perfect. How many songs you guys do in a set? Let's start there.
22, 23.
All right.
It's pretty easy to come up with a set list because 3/4 of it are hits, so you have to play the hits. Yeah. And then you can throw in, a few more obscure songs, but even there, pretty big hits too.
Yeah, right.
It's easy to come up with a set list for AC/DC. You just play the hits and you're 3/4 of the way through the show.
That's true.
So we try to keep it interesting and add in different ones for different shows, so keep moving the sets around to change it up. So people that come to the show,
we always try to add something new.
Same thing, yeah.
You want to hear? Somebody said "Flick of the Switch."
Me.
You want to hear that?
I'd love to hear that. I haven't heard that in a long time.
There you go.
I bought that CD in Germany when I was in high school.
You got to play what Ron wants.
Exchange trip.
Well, it's like, how do you pick your set list? Is it a band decision?
They throw it at me. They're like, well, whatever you want to do. There's only 3 of us. I'm the lead guitarist, lead vocalist. And, the guys are like, whatever, dude. I think we have we choose from 80 songs.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
we basically do Van Halen and Motley Crue more than anything. But
And Triumph.
So I'm sorry?
And Triumph.
And Triumph. So the cool thing is we try to break it up. So like we'll ask our old ladies, give us your favorite 30 out of what we do. And then we'll do shit like that. We'll take all the girls, songs, and we'll make a set list out of that for one night, and we'll call it Badge Fest or whatever, And a true story too. They don't like the name, but it is what it is, So, there's a lot of guilt and there's a lot of guilt and feminine products that come with that set list. But
Paul,
I give you props for doing the guitar on Van Halen stuff and doing the vocals as well.
Oh,
thanks. You know what? It's how do I put it? It's just like a second nature. I've been a drummer since 6 years old, so for me, it's all about the rhythm and the tapping. So any drummer you'll know by just they're tapping, eating dinner, and I just take that and I don't even think about it honestly, but it's fun. It's definitely fun, and we've been together 19 years. So
I'm just going to ask how long you've been. So you guys are all metal veterans here. These guys since 2000, and you're 19. And you were playing with other bands before that.
Yeah, we've been together since 2000. We're coming on the 20-year anniversary in November. We started 2006.
Now, are there any rumors of our friend Chris showing up at night, or aren't we allowed to speak about that?
Yeah, I'm supposed to not say nothing about that.
Okay, we're not allowed to talk.
If Chris Caffrey shows up, then Chris Caffrey shows up. So here's a funny story about the band. My bass player's name is Chris. My drummer's name is Chris. And then Chris Caffrey shows up and plays. So I say, "Hey, Chris," and I hear, what? So I call it the christening. So it's kind of cool. But Chris Caffrey is a really good friend of the band, and he has we have just an open invitation, and Chris has 12 songs that he can pick at any time and say, he'll call and go, "Hey, can I jam with you guys tonight?" And he'll just come in with his 12 favorite songs that we play. I hand off my guitar and I sing and he plays. And
of course, for any of the guys that don't know who we're talking about, Chris Caffrey is based in Goshen, and he plays in the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and he's also back with Sabotage now. And last couple of years, I was working at a place where Paul was playing a lot, and we did something unique that Paul had an idea once because he had lost his voice. And he he was going to play. And then I talked to Chris, and Chris was like, "I want to put together a live karaoke." And they did something called Cobra Calf a couple times.
Yeah. So that really turned out great, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
So what happened is I had a show planned, and I waited till like last minute to cancel because we do about 55 shows a year. And I don't like to cancel any of them. It gives you a bad rap, So I called the club owner and I said, "Listen, man, I got the flu really bad. I'll cancel if you guys want." He said, "No, wait till last minute." And last minute I did have to cancel, but I think I might have said to you, Steve, I said, hindsight, we should have just played and had everybody come up and sing our music because everybody knows it anyway. Yeah. And Caffrey caught wind of that and said, "Yeah, let's do Cobra Calf." Well, so we created a website and we put up like 24 songs that people could pick and come up and sing. It was awesome.
Joe went back into the bar.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I hear.
Are you sure though? Because I don't see Joe. Did he just get arrested?
I don't know.
Yeah, open container, right?
But, so John, go ahead.
I want to say, hey, Steve, from the bottom of my heart and Iron Cobra, man, thank you, man. You do a lot for the band, and I think it's cool what you're doing. You're bringing a lot of bands together. Like what you're doing now is awesome. There's not a lot of guys that do and love what you do. And I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. You know how I am, man. I'm just saying thank you so much. And for the bands that don't thank you, I want to thank you for those guys too, man, because it's just awesome. You're a local guy. You've been forever selling, I remember buying, Blacklight Kiss posters, 20, 30 years ago from you,
somehow I've made it to 40 years, and I spoke with Mr. Gerda, Michael Gerda from the fairgrounds. I said, "Hey, Mike, I'll make up a bunch of flyers, do a bunch of cards for you guys, interview, and help
And who
promote the
did that
shows."
flyer?
And he thought it was a good idea. And of course, we got to give all the credit to Ron, though, because Ron is the one that booked all these bands, not me. Because
True.
people think, "Oh, how do you get
Thank you,
me
Ron.
on the shows?" I'm like, "Hey, you got to talk to Ron Weber. I help out because last year Ron reached out to me, and we got Iron Cobra, we had Psycho Circus, who both returned. We had Into the Void last year too, or and the Black Sabbath guys, and we I got them a couple of people, so we all work together, and it's a fun time. And
Just cool what you do for the local bands
Thank
and
you.
and the national bands, man.
Yep,
You know,
and
kudos. You know.
so John, you're the brand new guy. How long have you been doing AC/DC music in general?
I probably sang my first AC/DC song back around 82, 83.
Yeah.
I think the first song I ever sang was Touch Too Much. And I've been singing a lot of different music, but
Okay.
AC/DC's always been one of my main bands. So,
Yeah.
they had a guy leaving the band, and
Yep.
Bill came out and saw one of my shows, and he said, "Hey, you ever thought about doing AC/DC only?" And because I have another band where we do a whole set of AC/DC. And we
Okay.
do a set of some other bands too.
Okay.
And he said, and I said, "Yeah, I'll come out and audition." And here I am. So it's been fun.
How long-
the
how
shows
long
are
ago?
great. People love it.
Okay.
And the guys in the band are all great. We have a good time, and we can't wait to rock your face off.
And how long have
John,
you, how
John,
long have
hold
you
on.
been
I
in
do have to
Livewire
correct you.
now? How long
I
you
have to
been in-
correct you, John. We're not all great. I'm only awesome now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we answered one of my questions. You guys do about a set list of 22, 23 songs. You're going to go on that night at 9. What do you play, about a 90-minute set?
That's all you
It's usually about 2 hours.
About a 2-hour set. So we're gonna shut the fair down. And the best place to watch these concerts, other than the VIP area, of course, for Ron, is to go, if the Ferris wheel's still in the same spot. The Ferris wheel overlooks the stage. You can go up and ride in the Ferris wheel and take a look at down the bands. We've done that before. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun at the Orange County Fair. Michael, how long now? Who were the founding members of this band? Who's been in the longest?
Okay, so the founding members would be Bill V and Billy Rudd. They're the
Okay.
two guys that really started Livewire, really got it going. I mean, Bill V and I have been friends. Well, my age, we're going on 35 years now. I mean, when we first met, we couldn't even go to the pub and have a beer.
Hold on a second. What is that accent? New Jersey?
Oh, no, it's Williams. No, it's Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Everybody on my street sounds the same, exact same as me. Yeah. No, I only sound this way because I've been drinking. It's all those Harry Potter audio books I've listened to.
Sounds like you could be from England or Scotland or something.
Yeah, I'm half English, half Australian.
Okay, Australia. Yeah.
How'd your guys' show go? I live in Virginia Beach. I was gonna go to Elevation 27, but I couldn't make it that night. But how did that show go?
That was a great show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That place is always great.
I got to catch you there one time. I think maybe that's one of the first times I saw you was way back then.
Well, we talked about that last year, and you said you were going to try to get down, and
I did. I was out of
we-
town. Something
we know-
happened because I
like,
really
when
wanted
we
to go.
come
I
and
had a
play
couple people who were going to go, and
yeah,
dates
when we
were no
come
good.
and come and play the fair, though, we have really kind of no idea when our return date is. That we can't say, hey, this is when we're playing. Come on down, and we'll get you in, and that kind of thing, you know.
I know it. Yeah, I was gonna go. I was definitely ready to go, and I forget what happened. I was out of town or something happened that week. I do a lot of events, so I'm traveling.
Do you like do the summers down in Virginia Beach, or are you more up north?
No, I live in Virginia Beach. I grew up in New Jersey, but I'm from there originally.
Okay.
I even had my grandparents even used to live in Orange County, or still do. My aunt still does, up on Green Lake, Steve.
Yeah.
So I grew up around Orange County, but Paramus, New Jersey is where I'm from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same as Trickster.
Yeah,
And,
I'm trying to get Trickster on, but I haven't heard back from him. I checked my email before I started taping tonight.
Seriously,
You should have came to Elevation 27 last year. We had Scott Travis from Judas Priest on the drum.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I did go to that show actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I did.
So you didn't miss it. Good. He's freaking amazing. What a great guy.
He's from Virginia Beach
I
too.
was just getting text. I just got texted from Lawrence from Battery. I'm like, could you send me the Zoom link? But it was a little too late. We already started. But
It's not
I'll
that
try to
late.
get them on next week. Yeah.
Well, you could get him in place of me because I got to run anyway.
All right, sounds good, Ron. It was great to have you on.
I got a fair to plan.
When will you be in? When will you be in Middletown next week? Monday.
I'm gonna come in Sunday.
Sunday night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, thanks for all you do.
Yeah, Ron.
Thank
Thanks
you, Ron.
Thanks
Thank you,
very
guys.
much for everything, Ron. And we look forward to seeing you when we're up there.
I'm looking forward to being there.
Yeah.
If you got time, throw back a few shots with us.
Absolutely.
All right, sounds good, brother.
Depends on what it's shot of, but yes.
Whatever you want. And we're gonna do Flick of the Switch.
That would be awesome. I love that song. I don't know why I love that song. I always have.
That is a good song. There's
They
so
never
many
play
good
it. I don't get it. It's such a
songs.
good song.
That's a completely underrated album.
I think so too. I bought it in Germany.
Absolutely
when I was on an
underrated.
exchange trip.
Yeah,
I
love
saw.
it.
gets
I
a bad
think
rap.
I saw that tour actually.
Yeah.
I saw
I
that
saw them a
tour.
ton of
I
times.
saw,
I just
I saw a Fly on the Wall tour.
fly on the wall.
Yeah, I saw a few, and then I saw them a few years back at the MetLife Stadium. That was probably
I was there.
about 8 years ago now.
Oh yeah, actually I saw that too. Was
Black
that
Eye.
when it rained that night? I bought tickets for like nothing, like
I
really
don't
good tickets.
remember. I don't remember if it rained, but I remember going, and they sounded good. And that's when, after Brian Johnson left the band, booted out of the band, whatever happened.
So you saw Axel.
I had tickets.
No.
I had tickets for the Garden, and then they had Axel, and I sold them. I didn't go.
Oh, I almost did the same thing. I was so pissed, but you know what? He did a great job.
He did
heard
do
he
it. You know
did man.
I saw them in Detroit with Axel, and the great thing about Axel, I thought, was that he sang Bon Scott better.
Okay.
He could do
Yeah,
both.
definitely.
You know, I thought he could do both really, really well.
He pulled the Brian off really well too.
Yeah, he did. It was, but he does a better Bon Scott than Brian Johnson does Bon Scott. I thought.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? He knew his place in the band.
He was super. He was very reserved. You know, it's like
yeah.
Because
Well,
early on,
he knew who his boss was. But what I will say is John actually does a better Bon than Axel.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
I heard that.
Definitely does.
And you don't drink.
Well, not until after the show.
Not until after the show.
All right, guys. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you there, and
Yeah,
I'll
Ron,
talk to you
thanks
very
for
soon.
coming on, and I'm continuing to spread the word about the fair. I was out
spread it.
papering some posters around today. So.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right.
you.
Take care.
Ron, take care.
So now the boss is gone. We can talk about whatever we want now. So we're way off topic here. We're talking about Axl Rose. How many of you guys watched the pay-per-view of the Back to the Beginning? Anybody?
I watched it afterwards.
If I'm being honest, I watched Ozzy come out of the floor.
Yes.
And stand kind of like on the throne type thing, and I was just like, I couldn't watch it because that's really not how I want to remember Ozzy.
Okay, I understand.
That's why I didn't go to AC/DC, because that's not how I want to remember AC/DC.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I
watched it. I watched it online.
Yeah, so did
Afterwards.
I just did an episode with somebody that was actually there, and yeah, it was interesting. I just saw Axl. But Guns N' Roses came out and they did 5 songs, and they did or did 6 songs, and they did a bunch of Sabbath coverage, and I really give them credit. And they dug deep. They did stuff from Never Say Die, and they started off with the song from Technical Ecstasy, and ended up with Sabbath Bloody Sabbath.
But he was kind of weird though, because he was like at a time with the band that kind of
A
drove
little
him nuts.
bit, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like his ear pierced. His ear pierced.
Well,
his
Sammy
ear
Hager
piece
forgot the
went
words
away.
of "Flying High" again. It seemed like he
Yeah.
muffled them.
No way. How do you forget the
Well-
words of that song?
Sammy was probably high.
Yeah.
Or drunk on tequila, right?
Right.
It was a marathon of an event. I mean, I rented it and I wanted to watch it, and I kind of wish I threw a party around. I know some other people that did, and it was like 10 hours long.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
Yeah, but it's a kind of send off that,
it is.
you know, Ozzy kind of deserves with
It
the
is.
situation he finds himself in, you know.
Of course.
But I've seen him 4 times, and I couldn't watch how
No, I
it was done
understand.
because, you know, it
He,
just felt.
he really did pull it off, though. He sounded pretty good. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
he can't stand up because of the Parkinson's, and it was it was a very touching. A lot of people were crying in the crowd.
That's like
Mama.
with Mama, I'm Coming Home. I
Yeah.
mean, come on, you know.
Yeah.
That'd be like Bon Scott singing Ride On.
Yeah. So
I didn't watch it, but I saw the highlights of it, and it's crazy to think that Ozzy is younger than Brian Johnson when you actually watch that. Just saying, like, you know, not by much, but
yeah.
you know.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Brian Johnson's in a lot better shape. You would think Brian Johnson would be younger just based on when the bands came out and stuff like that, you know.
No, Ronnie.
You know, I almost think that Bon Scott's still in better shape than Ozzy right now.
Most likely.
Oh,
yeah, I
geez.
would agree. I totally agree with that.
Well, you know who's in great shape still talking about the veterans is Ian Gillan. I saw them last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
we're way off topic now. So what are we going to expect? We're expecting almost 2 hours of AC/DC music along with Metallica that night for $10. You can't go wrong with this.
Oh,
And I remember seeing, how many years have you guys been there now? Is it like 4 years?
I think it's like
No,
4,
Bill-
5, 4 or 5 now.
Like
I think it's
2021 maybe
5
was the first
years.
year?
5,
I think it's 5 years.
I can remember like the first year you guys were there, I think was the year after they reopened New York State after the pandemic. And you guys were there, and it was such a huge fair that year because everyone in New York State, it wasn't like that all around the country, but here we couldn't do anything in 2020.
Yeah.
Did they
literally
have the
had us-
fair? Did they? So there was nothing in
No, there was
2020,
nothing.
right?
They allowed the stock car races, which they have, you know, auto races at the fairgrounds. They allowed them for a few months, but they abruptly shut them down, I think in June. You know,
I think we were there. I think we were there the year before in 2019.
You might have been there then too, yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2021, when everyone came back, the fair was absolutely packed. I remember some people just driving in to check out one of the concerts, and you couldn't even get near the place.
Yeah.
That year.
Yeah. Well, COVID killed everybody's playing schedule.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You know,
We
it didn't
actually
have
had-
to, but it did.
It didn't
We
really
booked
kill ours, though. We
also-
were one of the few bands that kept playing.
We played.
We didn't play as much as we wanted to.
No, well, some of the places weren't even having bands, but we
No,
would play
they weren't.
Elevation
Oh, yeah.
27, Tally Ho. Tally Ho, we would play there, and every table had to be 6 feet apart.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You couldn't get up to go to the bathroom unless, like, you asked for, like, it was crazy. It was stupid.
Well, I know what they were doing up north here, and I remember, like, I'm friends with the band Almost Queen, who's another tribute band, and
They're great. They're a great
I
band.
interviewed them because they had played the fair and they played the Paramount in town, and I interviewed them in the summer of like 2020 or whatever, and they were having a drive-in concert where you actually
Yeah.
put in and sat in your car.
Yeah.
And Blue Oyster Cult was doing that summer too. I know friends that went to see them in like Vermont at a drive-in theater. They put a stage and you sat in your car and watched it. It was some.
Metallica did that, didn't
Paul,
they?
What's that,
what
Paul?
did you what did you guys do during the pandemic? Was it kind of a dead season for you?
For me?
Yeah.
No, dude, it was the busy. I think we did like 65 shows.
You did in 2020? Where'd you play?
Yeah.
Backyard?
Here's the deal, because there were so many people that went the opposite direction going, we don't want to die. We don't want to go out and play. And we were like, we're in. Just,
Okay.
we just said, if you want, we'll put up a caution tape.
Yeah.
6 feet back from the stage, and that was it. We did, honestly, probably 90% of the shows are outside, all the way till like the middle of November.
Holy shit!
No bands wanted to play.
Where were
And-
you playing though? Like outdoors a lot?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Even remember they had the outdoor seating and all that bullshit.
Yes, yes.
They put us out there with the outdoor seating, and so like we were playing in streets, we were playing in fields, we were, it was awesome, man. And it kind of, believe it or not, it kind of weeded out some people. Like I know a lot of bands that were kind of like running on all cylinders, fell apart during Rona and never came back from it.
Oh yeah.
Like we were the opposite. Like we've been so busy since then because we had the reputation of just saying, fuck it, we're playing.
Yeah.
We're playing. If we go down, we're going down on our feet. We're not dying on our knees. And I'll be holding my guitar. And it worked great, man.
Yeah.
So, and we're still doing, 50 shows a year instead of 65 or whatever, but it's still cool. I think it was a benefit. But how was it for you guys?
We played as often as the venues that we normally play would let us play.
Yeah.
We had, none of us had a problem going out and playing. It was just the venues didn't want bands.
Oh, sure.
They shut down. But
politics,
if they wanted us, we were there.
Yep.
We took a hit as far as money, but we didn't give a shit. We
Yeah.
wanted to get out.
Us too, but I mean, we weren't playing half price, but for what we normally do, but it was good. So, club owners started hearing that this band Iron Cobra is still out and around. So we're getting all the phone calls going, those guys will come play, and they're still drawing. So, and it's nonstop since, knock on wood anyway. But
right.
Cool.
So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I live literally 5 minutes from the fairground, so I'll just jump the fucking fence.
So Paul, you'll have to let us know what the cheap hotels are around the local, because we can't find any.
The Middletown Motel. If you really aren't
you won't be doing a shot of liquor. You'll be doing a shot of penicillin if I send you.
No, that's okay. My wife's an RN. She can stick me in the bum.
Yeah, well, $20 is $20 too. But.
I tell you what.
I think Paul said we could stay at his house.
Come on. You got to fight my St.
All the hotels are very expensive around here, Michael.
Is it because of the fair?
You're checking for hotels, or they're very expensive?
Yeah, I mean that's what I find.
Yeah.
What are they going for? A couple $100 a night?
300.
Oh no.
300.
I found like 260, 270 a night.
Well,
That's what happens when you wait until
I
last
get really
minute.
brave. The Middletown Motel still has a sign of $59 a night.
Don't go there.
Well, no, I figured the if it was 260, 270 a night, I'd get an in-room maid as well.
No, you don't get that.
And herpes.
There's a Days Inn in town. That's pretty clean. Yeah. That's over on Dolson.
Middletown Motel is not good.
But anyhow.
We're not looking for a nice hotel. We're looking for
it's a place to lay your head.
Yeah,
I guess you could always stay up in the green room. It's pretty nice up there.
Yeah,
got a bed and pillow. I'm there.
They did a wonderful job.
Not bad.
They did a wonderful job with that. And every year I go up there when you guys come in and all the bands, and I get up there early, and I usually come upstairs and visit. They did such a good job with that. Now, the guy that was in the fairgrounds for a few years was Chris Larson, and Halmar actually went in there. That used to be the 4-H barn upstairs. That's where all the kids slept, because that's where you guys are playing. Those were the cow barns out there. So these kids were farmer kids, and they would stay up there the whole fair. And now they've turned that into a nice dressing room. And that the guy that was running it for a few years was bringing in a lot of national acts. But I think the COVID kind of killed that too. They were bringing that in around 2021, and some people weren't going out yet. So it was like they had Cheap Trick and Blackberry Smoke and George Thorogood. They were all using that dressing room at that time, and they really renovated. So it's nice up there.
Man. It's big up there.
Yeah.
There's a gym.
And they have a couple extra rooms for the opening acts, and everything else up there.
You have foosball up there.
There is foosball.
Yeah.
I think there was video games too at one time.
Football, right?
So Joseph, how long have you been in the band?
Well, before we go into that, I'm going to say hell, if we're allowed to sleep in that place, I might bring my sleeping bag and I might crash out there. Just saying.
Oh,
Turn it out there.
I'm
That place is
telling you,
nice, man. They got showers and shit and everything. I'm fine with that.
There is
You know?
showers
We
in
should all
there.
bring our blow-up mattresses.
Turn it out
it
there,
is
right?
nice
We
up
got-
there,
We
man.
can deal with that. Yeah.
You know, it's worth asking. I would definitely ask somebody about it.
Well, I don't know who to ask, but anyway. But back to the original question, I've been in the band. I joined during COVID because the previous bass player was reluctant about coming out for crappy money during COVID.
Okay.
When the venues weren't paying well, so I was doing some filling and stuff, and then that led me into that was my door into the band, basically my opportunity right there. You know, so I've been in for this my third. I guess this is my fourth year right now in the band.
I got a question for everybody from the AC/DC band. What was the first AC/DC album you ever owned? We'll start off with John.
High Voltage.
All right. High Voltage is almost celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. I think it was released in the States in 76. Billy,
I got High Voltage and Dirty Deeds from a friend who got them. He brought them back from Asia on cassette in 1978.
Wow. Yeah.
And we listened to those two cassettes until they fell apart.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, there was, I lived in a little tiny town called Elmira, New York, and
I know
we didn't really have much AC/DC around then.
Steve, those are the only two albums he still owns by AC/DC.
Oh, really? Those are the only songs that you guys do, right? So,
yeah,
Billy,
funny guy.
What was the first AC/DC album you ever owned?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, the Hell. Sorry. What's that?
Highway to Hell.
Highway to Hell is your first? Okay.
Yep.
The other Bill.
Highway to Hell. Still my favorite.
I'll put Paul Escola in this too, I guess. Paul.
Back in Black on cassette.
Back in Black. All right. Joseph, you still there?
He went back to the bar to get a shot.
He's out buying an album.
Michael, what's the first AC/DC album you've ever owned?
So the first one that I ever bought with my own money.
Okay.
For those about to rock in 81.
Nice.
Because I walked into Sam Goody, which is a blast from the past now because it doesn't even exist.
Of course.
Walked into Sam Goody and it was in the #1 slot on the wall.
Okay.
And I'm like, wow, gold album. I'd already heard Back in Black the year before.
Sure.
And I saw this big gold album with a cannon. And I'm like, yeah, I want that one. And it is still to this day one of my favorite LPs.
One of the greatest albums.
And you guys have a cannon.
We have two.
Two cannons. All right.
Yeah, well, actually, we have four.
Yeah.
You're gonna have 4 cannons. You're gonna bring 4 cannons to the fair?
No.
You never know what we're gonna bring.
You know what?
Yeah, whatever John can tuck under his hat.
We bring Rosie, but you guys can't fit her on the stage.
You did have Rosie there one year, I think.
Did we?
There was like an inflatable Rosie, I think.
Yeah.
Did we tuck her off to the side?
You might have.
Okay.
Yeah, bring Rosie. It's more fun with Rosie.
You got it.
Everything's more fun with Rosie.
There was a lady named Rosie that used to work at the fairgrounds. It was very legendary. She's not with us anymore, but she worked at the fairgrounds back in the heyday, Rosie. Yeah. Joseph, what was the first AC/DC record you ever owned?
Back in Black.
All right.
Yeah, and then I liked it, but I got hooked. The next year is when Dirty Deeds came out, and that's why I got really hooked because I love Bon Scott as my all-time favorite vocalist. And that's when I went back and bought all the back catalog of AC/DC and became hardcore into AC/DC. So
I got another.
What are you drinking, Joe?
Well, I just ran back into the bar and grabbed my beer. So I got beer back here.
We'll let you go in a minute so you can get back in the bar. We're a little out of time.
Billy, what are you drinking?
So you wouldn't want to know it. You'd be so pissed off at me.
I've got
milk.
For
I have
Livewire.
milk.
Drinking this garbage. Yeah, milk, my ass.
What is that you're drinking?
Cayman
Jack. I think this milk's gone off.
I thought it was called Captain Jack.
No, usually I'm a vodka or a Jack Daniels drinker, but now I'm drinking this crap because I have to go to work tomorrow.
Okay. John, Bon Scott or Brian Johnson?
Oh my God, I love them both. But
Okay.
I grew up on Bon, you know.
All right.
So, but you know, they were both great. You know, they both did their thing, and I like singing all of it.
Billy Rudd.
Oh
Same
my
question.
God, that's a tough. He's a great showman, great vocalist.
Yep.
And he did great for all the years he was with AC/DC. But Brian Johnson, you know, Back in Black, you know, so many great albums with him, so many great songs, so many hits.
Yeah, yeah.
How could you, you know, and he's a great showman too. Nothing like Bon, not a voice like Bon. He just bought his own little thing. So, I think they're both amazing.
This is one of the bands, AC/DC, that got a replacement singer that was just as strong and really propelled them.
No other band has ever done that.
Bands that have tried it, and AC/DC may be one of the most powerful. I guess Iron Maiden you could throw in that.
Yeah.
Then you could throw Dio with Sabbath. But
Van Halen, yeah.
Well, Van Halen, you could as well.
Yeah, I guess. I like David better though.
Yeah, me too.
Well, we've all got our favorites, but it's like, you know, to say that
for popularity up with Sammy,
if there wasn't a Bon Scott, there would have never really been an AC/DC, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But after Bon's gone, if there wasn't a Brian Johnson, there would never have been a continuation of AC/DC. Yeah. You can't plug somebody in that role, you know. So we're fortunate enough to say that we've had two amazing and different characters that make AC/DC what it is.
Yeah.
So what's your choice if you pick one?
Well, I can't pick one because I'm not.
No,
okay, so look, the big debate for me, and it's always opinion. Bon Scott is the epitome of the rock and roll singer.
Yeah.
Everybody will say, "Oh, Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin." Robert Plant's not a pirate like Bon Scott is.
Yeah.
All right? And the lyrics that Bon wrote are, as far as I'm concerned, my opinion, unsurpassed. There's never been a lyricist or a performer that exuded rock and roll in what we call rock and roll like Bon Scott. And that flame burns so short.
Yeah, it sure did.
Way too short-lived.
Yep. Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Bill,
we're starting to run out of time on this one. I got to hop off. I got to go chat with Beach Floyd in a little bit and talk about Pink Floyd. Wish You Were Here 50th anniversary. So that's my next assignment tonight. Joseph, Bill, Michael Hughes. Now, how do we find Livewire on the World Wide Web if people are trying to find you guys, want to book you guys, want to come see you guys when you're playing around the country? If you're not in the middle,
that question goes to Bill V.
Yeah, I'll do it. It's acdctributeband.com. That's our website. You can find us on Facebook as Livewire, the ultimate ACDC experience, which is also facebook.com/ACDC tribute.
Yeah.
Bookings through Frank Kilb Entertainment, which all his info and details are listed on our website. We're available nationwide, worldwide events of all types. So yeah, we're looking to electrify an audience near you.
Sounds great. And Paul, Iron Cobra, how do we find Iron Cobra?
IronCobraRocks.com.
Awesome.
You know, and Facebook, Iron Cobra 845, you know.
Yeah.
But IronCobraRocks.com, you know, is
and if you're you get rest up because you guys that are in the Middletown area, you almost got to come out to the fair every night because we're going to love all these bands.
Yeah, the lineup is incredible.
Pink Floyd or Iron Cobra, who do the best of, you guys mentioned with Kiss and Motley Crue, but you guys do Molly Hatchet. You guys do, you name it.
Yeah, Paul, have a great gig. Have a great gig.
Yeah,
you guys do. I'm gonna come see you guys.
You should come hang out that night, Paul.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Steve, real quick, what was your first AC/DC album?
I think it was Back in Black.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it was Back in Black. Going back to, I didn't really get exposed to AC/DC in the 70s. I backtracked from from Brian.
So
For some
Steve,
reason, I'm old. I'm 64.
Steve, you bought an AC/DC album when you were 6?
No. When I was like 19, 18. No, Back in Black. Yeah, I'm old. I'm more.
Who's your favorite singer? Brian or Bon?
I lean on Bon. I think Bon right now. Yeah. When if you would ask me that question 25 years ago, I might have said Brian, but both are talented and both are good. So yeah,
Both are AC/DC.
Yeah.
Both are AC/DC.
They're both AC/DC. Yep, both AC/DC. So we look forward to seeing you guys at the Orange County Fair. You can't beat the night out. It's $10 to get in the fair. Yep.
Who did that flyer?
And Paul Escola really helped
That's
out
right.
with this flyer. Ron put the footwork in, and I said, we need to get this done. And I printed up a bunch. I've been putting them around town, and I went up through Otisville and went through some of the surrounding towns and got them out in the pizzerias and everything else, trying to spread the word. So, hey, we'll see you guys next time on the Rock Fantasy Files. Anybody that's watching, please take a minute to like, hit subscribe, all that shit, and go check out Livewire. And go check.
Thanks very much for having us,
Stephen,
Stephen.
thanks for
Appreciate
everything you do, and thanks for plugging the bands. Thanks for
Thank
everything
you.
you do.
And we'll see you guys, and we'll have a cold one at the Orange County Fair.
Absolutely.
Or at least an ice cream or
Let
something.
there be rock.
Man.
Fried dough.
Ciao, guys.
Corn dogs, you know.
Later, Paul.
Later, guys.
Paul,
Bye-bye.
take care. We'll
Later
see you
on.
there at the show.